The Haunting of Hollow Lake. It was the peak of summer, and a group of 5 friends decided to embark on a camping adventure to Hollow Lake. The lake was known for its eerie beauty, surrounded by a dense forest that seemed to whisper secrets to those who dared to venture inside. Despite the chilling tales passed down through generations, the group was excited, eager to create memories they would cherish forever. They arrived at the campsite, nestled among towering trees that blocked out much of the sunlight, casting long shadows over their tents. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they gathered around the campfire, laughing and swapping ghost stories, their laughter echoing into the dark woods. As the night grew darker, strange sounds began to emerge from the depths of the forest. Rustling leaves and eerie howls pierced the stillness, sending shivers down their spines. "It's just the wind," they reassured each other, trying to dismiss the growing unease. But things took a sinister turn when one of the friends, Lisa, claimed to have seen a shadowy figure moving among the trees. Her friends tried to comfort her, attributing it to her imagination playing tricks in the darkness. However, when they heard distant whispers that seemed to call their names, fear gripped their hearts. They huddled together in their tents, seeking solace in each other's presence. The night dragged on with relentless torment, as if time itself had become warped in this ominous place. Each rustle, every snapping twig sounded closer and more threatening. Sleep was impossible, and they waited anxiously for dawn to break. When the first light of morning finally appeared, they felt a rush of relief. Their faces were pale, and the exhaustion of the restless night weighed heavily on them. Despite the terror they experienced, they decided to give Hollow Lake another chance. Perhaps it was all just their imagination playing tricks on them. During the day, they explored the lake's surroundings, hoping to distract themselves from the haunting memories of the previous night. But as they ventured deeper into the woods, they found unsettling clues that something was terribly wrong. Strange symbols etched into trees, bones scattered on the forest floor, and an inexplicable sense of being watched. As they made their way back to camp, their unease heightened when they noticed their belongings had been disturbed. Tents were torn open, and some items were missing entirely. Panic set in, and they couldn't shake the feeling that they were no longer alone in the woods. As darkness approached once more, they decided to leave the campsite immediately. Gathering what was left of their belongings, they made a hasty escape through the haunted woods. However, as they hurried along, they realized they were hopelessly lost. The forest seemed to twist and shift, leading them in circles, mocking their attempts to escape its grasp. With every step, the haunting whispers grew louder, and the shadowy figure Lisa had seen before appeared more frequently, stalking them through the trees. Fear drove them onward, but exhaustion slowed their pace. One by one, they began to disappear, swallowed by the night and the malevolent force that lurked within the forest. The woods were alive with terror, and the survivors could feel an ancient malevolence enveloping them. It was as if the very soul of the forest sought revenge for the trespassers who dared to invade its sacred grounds. In the end, only one of the friends made it out alive. As he stumbled back into civilization, he couldn't help but feel haunted by the horrors he had witnessed in the woods of Hollow Lake. The legend of the haunted camping trip at Hollow Lake lives on, warning future generations to stay away from its dark embrace, lest they too become victims of the malevolent force that dwells within. The Haunting of Hollow Lake. Part 2. The Descent into Darkness. The lone survivor, haunted by the traumatic events at Hollow Lake, struggled to cope with the loss of his friends and the terrors he had witnessed. He could not escape the nightmares that plagued him every night, reliving the horrors of that ill-fated camping trip. Haunted by guilt and a desperate need for closure, he couldn't shake the feeling that something malevolent still lurked within the depths of Hollow Lake. Determined to uncover the truth and honor his lost friends, he embarked on a mission to investigate the dark secrets of the cursed forest. Months passed, and the survivor's obsession with the lake consumed him. He delved into local folklore, digging for any information that could shed light on the mysterious events that had transpired. As he spoke with locals, he discovered tales of a vengeful spirit known as the Lake Dweller, said to guard the forest and lake from intruders. Armed with this knowledge, he assembled a team of researchers, including a historian, a paranormal investigator, and a medium. Together, they ventured back to Hollow Lake, determined to confront the malevolent force that had claimed his friends. The journey back to the campsite was treacherous, as if the forest itself resisted their presence. Whispers echoed through the trees, warning them to turn back, but they pressed on. Each step felt heavier, as if an invisible hand tried to pull them into the heart of darkness. As they reached the campsite, they found remnants of their previous visit: torn tents, scattered belongings, and an overwhelming sense of dread. The medium sensed a strong presence, and the paranormal investigator's equipment detected unusual energy fluctuations. Nightfall approached, and they set up camp, determined to communicate with whatever entity haunted Hollow Lake. The medium attempted to make contact, calling out into the abyss, inviting the spirit to reveal itself. Their plea was met with a chilling response. The forest came alive with malevolent energy, and the lake dweller made its presence known. Shadows danced in the moonlight, and a mournful wail filled the air. The team huddled together, seeking solace in their shared fear. The historian revealed an old journal he had discovered, written by an explorer who had encountered the lake dweller a century ago. According to the journal, the spirit was once a guardian of the forest, but it had been corrupted by tragedy and vengeance. The spirit now sought to protect the forest at any cost, ensnaring intruders in its grasp and keeping them prisoner within the cursed woods. The survivor understood that the only way to lift the curse was to appease the vengeful spirit and offer closure to the lost souls trapped in the forest. Armed with this newfound knowledge, they devised a plan to perform a ritual that would allow the spirits of the departed to find peace. As they performed the ritual, the air around them grew thick with sorrow and regret. The forest seemed to hold its breath, as if awaiting judgment. Slowly, the spirits of his lost friends emerged from the shadows, their faces etched with pain and longing. With tears streaming down his face, the survivor apologized for leading them into this nightmare. He promised to remember them and honor their memories. As the last words left his lips, a sense of serenity washed over the forest, and the vengeful presence of the lake dweller began to fade. With a final mournful cry, the spirit of the lake dweller departed, leaving behind an aura of peace that had long been absent from Hollow Lake. The survivor and his team felt a profound relief, knowing that the curse had been broken and the forest was free from its malevolent grip. As they made their way back to civilization, they knew that they had achieved what they had come for: closure and peace for the souls that had been trapped in Hollow Lake. The survivor vowed to remember his friends and the horrors they had faced together, but also to cherish the bond they had shared in life. Hollow Lake remained haunted, forever etched with the memories of that dreadful camping trip, but it was also a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the power of friendship, even in the face of darkness. And so the legend of Hollow Lake lived on, forever cautioning those who dared to wander into its shadows, to tread carefully and respect the ancient spirits that called it home.